You always hear about people taking trips to the Final Four and the different things that they do, and it was pretty cool because I got a chance to see it from the other side. I saw it from the player side twice, and usually when you're there as a player, pretty much the majority of your time is spent preparing for the team that you're playing against or getting rest. The first day we were in New Orleans, we went to a rec center. I think it was in the 7th Ward, and it was just a rec center. I think it was only one of two that's back up and running in New Orleans, and they were rebuilding, and they were showing us the rooms that it was damaged by Katrina pretty bad, and they were just showing us everything that they had done, and they wanted to get like the gym and a few rooms done so they can actually have somewhere for the kids to go. We just went there, introduced ourselves, passed out lunches to the volunteers who was working to get the rec center up and running, and signed autographs and took pictures. Radio Row at the Final Four was cool. It was just a bunch of different radio stations set up for the most part, and it was kind of cool because for 1 minute you're doing an interview in Denver, and the next minute you're doing one in Los Angeles, and the next minute you're in San Diego and Detroit. So I think that was really one of the cool things about it. We have our media days here, but for the most part it's people reporting or going to report something. And then you did those radios there, and you were actually on live radio shows in different cities. 1 minute you're on one, and the next minute you're in a complete different state. So, I think that was pretty cool, just the way that was set up, and just hitting all the different spots. You're talking about two of the biggest networks in sports, and for me to be on them, both of them within a matter of an hour or so, I think that was pretty special. And then, up there with the Michigan State great, the great Mateen Cleaves, and just being up there with my big brother, when I first got up there, he just told me, just be you. You don't have to try to do too much, or just be yourself, and yourself will be good enough. And I think that was cool, just getting some advice from him, because watching Mateen start off his broadcasting career, like I told him, it was kind of like he was just trying to be someone else and not actually let himself come out. And he wasn't doing as well, and then he started just being himself, and now he's great. So, I think the advice that he gave me to help me out when I got up there, it's just like all the advice he gave me as a Spartan, it just never ends. The whole NABC Player of the Year presentation was cool, and getting an award presented to me, by Bo Ryan, one of the Big Ten coaches, and just for me to accept that award from him. And later come to find out that he was the guy who nominated Coach for the Coach of the Year award. It meant a lot to me, and it just says a lot about the character of Coach Ryan. The Wooden Awards was great. The ceremony was phenomenal. All the people who had something to put into it, that was great. And just meeting everyone out there, and just spending time with the other All-Americans out there as well. All that was phenomenal, and it was just an honor to be mentioned, to be a Wooden All-American, and to be up there with all the great players, men and women. I think that was just a great experience for me, and something that the guys around here can keep building on. To try to reach that level, because it's a phenomenal experience, and one that I wouldn't really give up for nothing. The Special Olympics was great, getting a chance to spend some time with people who have some sort of disability, and the thing about it was a lot of them was older than us, so to get some time to spend with them and just seeing the way that they look at us, just a lot of respect, but just they admire us, and I think it was great because you don't get the chance to see that every day of the different people who really admire you, and to think you're playing basketball and you impact others' lives in so many different ways, and you never know who it may impact. Some of those guys were 20s, 30s, 40s, and to have an impact on their lives, for them to be so happy to be around us and us coaching them in those games, it was really great. That's something that you can really be proud of. You can be proud of playing basketball, but when you can impact someone else's lives like that, that's something to really be proud of. Just still haven't all sunk in on everything that I've gotten a chance to do, and who knows when it all sink in. It may be a couple years from now when you're just looking back on it, or who knows when it'll be. But when I do sit and think about it, I just think it's great, and it's a tremendous thing to do, and the things that I've been able to accomplish has been great, but it really still all haven't just sunk in yet.